Retail and hospitality is changing, with often complex and fragmented systems combined with large volumes of customer data for businesses to make sense of. It's critical to work with the right partners in order to guarantee success. At Tratec Consulting, we help retail and hospitality businesses transform their technology, removing overly bloated processes and creating unified and efficient systems of working throughout. So don't just take our word for it. See for yourself. Tratec Consulting, the leaders in technology transformation across retail and hospitality.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the All Things Borough podcast, the official podcast for Farnborough Football Club, and sponsored by Tratec Consulting. Tratec takes your business visions and turns them into innovative reality. Good evening, everyone watching us on YouTube. I'm Alan as usual, and I'm joined as ever, unfortunately, by Simon. Good evening, Simon. You're back home.
Yes, home for a bit. Yeah, I was home last week as well. I had the week off. I've been in sunny St Albans today working. So I say working, you know, loosely.
Yeah, you say working, but you don't do any work.
I drove to St Albans and drove back, and then in the middle bit didn't do much else. That was good. Yeah, happy days as usual. As regular viewers will vouch. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there we are. Yes, so happy days. Yeah, feeling a bit tired. I was up at the crack of dawn this morning. So yeah, I was up early, too early. Got to work 2 hours early. There we are. So I had a little look around St Albans. Very nice. Saw the cathedral, and visited the Greggs, as you do.
As you do, yeah.
Lovely, happy days. Yeah. What about you? You had a nice day in the factory, have you? Building your tanks.
Yeah. It's been a long and hot day today inside that factory. Trying to get these tanks fucking done. It's not easy. It's what I call, Simon, is actual work. Unlike you, you sit on your arse all day.
Oh, it's boring.
But anyway, let's move on. Because everybody knows all about you. But let's move on. We've got two great guys on today. We've got the chairman and manager of FC Dynamo, a club that was originally formed in the memory of the late great Lenny Piper, as all Farnborough fans will know. Joe, Tony, good evening.
Evening, lads.
How are you doing, Tony?
Yeah, good. Thanks, mate. Thanks for asking us on. It's an honour. Thank you so much.
No worries. We'll start with you then, Tony. As the chairman, you're the chairman, aren't you, of FC Dynamo?
I am, mate. Yeah.
And how long has the club actually been going? Because like I said, it originally started in memory of Lenny Piper. So what was the whole sort of story behind that?
Well, basically, I don't know if you know the background of Lenny and obviously his football career, but later on, around about 2012, he was diagnosed with bowel cancer. So I think he just stopped playing football just a couple of years previous to that. He received he had chemotherapy, radiotherapy, and that was ongoing for a year or so. The cancer returned, and then he had to have part of his bowel removed. They got back on top of it, but then it spread to his lungs, to his groin. So the next few years, we're trying to combat that, and the doctors were working really hard to try and, keep him healthy. And he kind of was. But then, unfortunately, around about November 2023, his behaviour was a bit odd, and family and friends were noticing for a couple of weeks that things weren't quite right with how he was behaving in a way, and he went to a hospital appointment with his mum, and he was quite erratic in that appointment. So the doctors thought something was quite strong, something was a little bit amiss. So they gave him a head scan, and unfortunately, it showed that the cancer had unfortunately spread to his brain, and it may well have been doing so for a good year, 18 months. So from that period, from November 2023, he had to have something called whole brain radiation, which was really invasive, and he had to go into this tunnel. Lenny was claustrophobic, so he hated it, but he did it, and that basically afforded him another 6 weeks of life. And it got him through the Christmas of 2023, the new year. But unfortunately, he passed away January 2024. So within that that grief. He was so popular, Lenny, as a man,
Yeah.
not just as a football player. You know, he's well known up and down the land. He was such an amazing football player. But in our local community, he was just a legend for being Lenny. You know, he's just just a wonderful bloke, funny. Like he was just hilarious. Everybody loved him. Nobody ever had a bad word to say about Len. And football really was just a bit of a, you know, people didn't even think about him as a football really. He was just Lenny as a person. He was just such a great bloke. Always had a smile on his face. Never ever complained about the stresses he was going through. But on the back of all that grief, because he loved the game so much and people loved him within the game, Joe, who's a very close family friend of the Piper family, his best friend is Lenny's younger brother, his youngest brother, Matthew. So he just decided, what better way to get everybody involved and to share our grief and to come together to remember Len, to set up a football team. I was Lenny's best mate. We were best mates from kids growing up. So he done me the honour of asking me to be chairman of the club. It's more of an honorary position. I don't really do much. I'm not involved in the football side of things or anything like that. But we all just come together, and every week we've got him on our crest. That's him scoring a goal there. And it's only because of Joe just thinking, let's take something really tragic and turn it into something really beautiful. So we've got people that used to play with Lenny as kids, people that he played with semi-pro. His younger brother Chrissy is the captain of the club, and he played for you guys too, didn't he?
Yeah.
So it's just a really great place for all his friends, his family to come together and just we can talk about him and laugh and remember him and just remember him for the player and the man he was. So if it wasn't for Joe, the team wouldn't have come together, and we're growing now as a club. We won the double in our first season thanks to Joe and the amazing backroom staff he's got. And we've gone into an open age bracket. We were a vets team before, but now we're an open age team. So it might be a bit harder because we're playing against younger lads. But we leave all that to Joe and the boys, the football side of things. But that's generally the journey of our club so far.
I'm actually really glad you went into it, Tony, because a lot of the Farnborough fans, kind of, even myself included, sort of just heard the news that Lenny had died, and then obviously we did a minute's silence or a minute's applause, I think, actually, at the time, and all of that, which is all great. But I'm actually, people sometimes don't understand or appreciate what people go through when they get cancer and what's done now and how awful it can be. Because sometimes you get, you know what I mean, some people can get, you know, you say, oh yeah, he's got cancer, and that's then you know, a year later they're dead, and that's all you hear. But sometimes it's good you go into it, because people need to understand that sometimes there's all different forms of what happened. You know, it's a real big.
It went on for basically 10 years with Len. And the tragedy is there were so many moments where everybody thought he's got through it, he's beaten it. And unfortunately, because the NHS don't do regular brain scans of cancer patients, it was left undetected. And by the time they actually detected it, it was too late. But, you know, he's left 3 kids behind, 3 wonderful children, Millie, Ruby and little Lenny. His girlfriend of 17 years, Jolie, and his loving family. And, you know, he was, at the end of his days, he was at home, and he was like surrounded by love and family and friends. And the funeral was like something you'd never even think about. I mean, there were thousands there. It was just an amazing kind of congregation of people that loved Lenny, and it was harrowing. But he was such a popular person because of the man he was, and we're all just super proud to have known him and been his friend. You know.
Yeah, it kind of shows as well how the football community will come together to do something like this, to set up a team like yourselves in honour of him and memory of him, and everything, and all his successes that go on now will be all for him, really.
Exactly, mate. He was just a fantastic person, and just to underline, even he was going through all of this stress for a decade. The man never moaned. He never complained about it. You know, you could talk to him about your problems. And he'd never try and trump you by going, geez, I can't help you, mate, I'm going through this. His door was always open. He'd always ask you about your loved ones. He was one of a kind, the guy. You know, he was a wonderful person, and he's greatly missed.
Yeah, that's definitely something that rings true with a lot of certainly Farnborough fans that we've spoken to. that we've known for quite a few years. They've also
Yeah.
named Lenny's not just a really, really, really good footballer, right, proper talented, but also off the pitch, a really nice guy. Life and soul, and all the joke and a laugh. Just a great person, really. He's sort of, it's a sad loss, but I'm glad you guys have got together and keep his name and his memory going. It's a great thing to do.
Yeah, it's all down to Joe. I mean, he should get all the credit for this, and he does so much work for the club behind the scenes. So it's all hats off to Joe. He's the one who created it, had the vision of it, and is driving it forward every day.
Well, fitting tribute for you, Joe. I mean, it'll all be for nothing if you get sacked by the end of the season.
Well, that's on the chairman, mate.
Yeah. So, Joe, you're the manager of the team. Were you manager of the team? Was it the vets that you started out as a vets side, didn't you?
Yeah. So basically, like Tony said, at the beginning, we was just all getting together really on every Saturday, have a game of football, a few drinks after the football, and get all Lenny's family and friends together. And that started as a vets team. But recently, last 2 months, we've decided to go into open age football. We've entered a league now that is a feeder league to the Kent League.
Okay.
And then we're going to try over the next 10 years to work our way into a non-league.
Okay.
So that's the plan.
Be like the next Dorking Wanderers, yeah?
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Well, if things don't go too well with Mark this season, he might end up taking your job, Joe. So watch out. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a really good thing. So it's Kent based, yeah. So it's Kent based league. I take it that's because that's where Lenny was from, and that's where all you guys know him from, or is it just logistically was it the best place to do it?
No, yeah, you're right. That's basically where we're all from. We're playing the Bromley and South League now. Yep. So again, it's just it's everyone around the Eltham area anyway, and it's just a feeder league into the Kent League. But then there's 3 divisions of the Kent League that you have to work your way up to before you then get into the pyramid. So it could still take a little while, but hopefully, fingers crossed, if we all do what we've been doing so far, stick to the plan, stick at it, we could get there within the next 5-8 years, hopefully.
Great stuff. That's Premier League in 20 years, then, yeah?
Well, I don't know about 20. 15 years.
Yeah. You do need the service. Yeah, but you'd be ground sharing with Crystal Palace, won't you?
Yeah. Millwall, ground share down the Den, mate.
Yeah, every day, yeah. Every day. Yeah, great stuff. Yeah, I've forgotten about Millwall. Don't hear from them. They hear much about them these days. You know what I mean? I can say that because I'm a Chelsea fan, so I'm just having a bit of a dig. So,
no news is good news, mate.
Yeah, happy days.
So how was your first couple of seasons then as a vets team?
Yeah, no, it was really well. Like I said, but when we was coming together, because there was a few of us, when the idea came about, there was a few of us that was talking, and then our mate Alfie come up with about the badge. We get Lenny on the badge. So like Tony said, our actual badge is an image of Lenny celebrating a goal. And then the next step was, right, we need a kit, blah, blah, blah. So our home kit is actually on our tribute to Lenny at Farnborough.
Okay.
So we've gone for the red and white.
You got the red and white stripes, haven't you? I've seen that. Yeah. You know, when I saw that, I thought, that's perfect. That is perfect. Yeah, that's how I remember Lenny when he was playing in the red and white. And Graham Wesley was manager, and
that's it.
Him and Chris playing both at the same time. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah. So we tried to keep that theme there. And then the away kit is actually yellow and blue as well. So there is some Farnborough.
It's all Farnborough.
Good Farnborough theme through the team.
You have to
could throw St Albans in there because he did make quite a few appearances for St Albans as well, among many other clubs.
We're talking about Graham Wesley, lads.
That's the second time I've mentioned that name.
I've got to give him his credit. He made a wonderful tribute about Len when he passed away, and it was read out at his eulogy, and it pointed to him as a man and just what a wonderful character he was on and off the pitch. And they had a bit of a fractious relationship, those two, you know. But what he said about Lenny was just class, you know, and just the impact he had on the fans, the club, and You know, he's so fondly remembered. I mean, are you old enough, you guys, to remember Lenny playing for Farnborough?
Yeah.
I remember seeing him play. Yeah, seeing him play for Farnborough. Yeah, like Simon said earlier, it's such a talented player. The ball just sort of would stick to his feet.
Yeah,
he would never let it go. And do you know what I mean? And he scored a lot of goals for us.
Yeah,
a lot of spectacular goals, wasn't it? It was, he had an eye for the spectacular. I remember he used to play wear number 8 as well for us. He'd come off. He'd sort of come off the right side and sort of cutting in, and his long sort of flowing, sort of messy black hair was just flying around. I remember
his nickname was Wiggy when we were younger.
That's right.
He loved that hair, didn't he?
Yeah. He was one of those as well. He always had the socks off around his ankles, wasn't he? One of them.
Oh yeah, he was a bit flash when he wanted to be.
Yeah,
it was a bit.
You know.
He'd have the shorts that were like halfway down his calf, weren't they? Massive long shorts, like little socks down his ankles, and he's a proper throwback, wasn't he?
Yeah, we went to watch him play for England under-18s against Scotland up in Motherwell, and there was a load of us in the van. I think Rio Ferdinand was in the van with us because he was local. Lenny's Camberwell, he's Peckham, so he was playing at the same time. We're all going up in his dad's minibus, which nearly broke down about 7 times on the way up there. And we've got there. He wasn't playing. He was on the bench, right? And he's come on, and he was the first ever player to have white boots. And we were like, what are you doing? But no, he just thought, you know, because he was so good, you know.
Yeah.
He just...
He was one of those players that he was a bit flashy, but he could pull it off because he was good enough to do it.
Yeah. I mean, even Rio said on a football podcast a couple of years ago, they were talking about like players who he knew that never really made it to the big time, and he just said the best player that ever came out of South London was Lenny Piper. Yes, he was just known.
Can't get much better of a tribute than that, can you?
Just high praise, you know. But this is the other thing about Lenny. He had friends who made it in the Premier League, and he knew he was technically and like naturally better players than them. But he never moaned about never making it big time. It didn't bother him, and he was always like really happy for his pals who did. You know, that was just who he was.
As someone who knows, obviously, Tony, you know him very well, and you grew up with him and stuff like that. What it always does make me wonder why some players make it and some don't. Is there any particular reason why Lenny didn't make it, or is it just injuries, or just luck, or what was it?
Do you know what? He loved football, Lenny, but I think when it became a job for Len, he fell out of love with it a little bit. You know, and the politics of football and, you know, talking about money and wages. I think Lenny was one of them players who just played football for the love of it, and he was just blessed. But once he started getting serious, I just think the nature of him, he's a bit of a joker and he messes around. He's a practical joker. And I don't know, once he started getting really serious for Len, I just think the love for the game started to drip feed away a little bit. Yeah. Like, and in a way, he didn't have to try that hard. Yeah. So he could just roll out of bed and be man of the match every week. In a way, he was so good, he didn't really have to put that much effort in. And I suppose when you get to certain standards, you have to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just going to say though, because all the things you've talked about with him, I can imagine that would rub a few managers up the wrong way, and that wouldn't help, would it?
And he liked a trick or two, and I suppose when you start playing at that level, like Gillingham and places like that, you know, it's a little bit, you know, rough and ready, and just like get the ball up quick, and you know, he liked spending his time on the ball, dropping his shoulder. You know, he had just sublime vision, and he had that when we were kids. You know, we started playing when we were like 10 years of age for his dad's team, and he was skinny, like nothing to him, like a toothpick, had these goofy teeth, and the teams would just look at him and just go like, this guy's going to be no trouble at all, and then literally he mesmerise them. And he was scouted for Wimbledon. I think about the age of 11 or 12. So he started playing with Wimbledon from that age onwards with Carl Court and Jason Yule. Jason, he's an assistant manager at Preston North End now, and he plays for us. He made his debut this season. So he's one of Lenny's best mates of all time. Yeah. So he's joined the Dynamo club.
Wimbledon had some great players. And I remember Robbie Earle as well. Robbie Earle and
that's right.
Earl Barrett, Terry Phelan. There's loads of them there. They're all great players. John Fashioner, obviously, is probably the most famous.
That's right. Vinnie Jones.
Vinnie Jones. I love Vinnie. Yeah, great stuff. Yeah, it does make me wonder all the things you say about his nature and the way he played football. I often think that some players were sort of born in the wrong era. They were maybe born, you know,
Totally.
10 years too early. You know what I mean? 'Cause,
Totally, yeah.
you know what I mean? 'Cause he'd be playing now. He'd be first name on the team sheet, wouldn't he? Because you need players to keep hold of the ball. Whereas
Yeah,
back in the day,
it'd be
you'd
that
lump
kind of
on it.
Letitia kind of way about
Yeah.
him. You know, Letitia
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of, he was quite laconic, he was quite laid back. It was all so easy for him. Sometimes the pace of the game back then, like, and it was all a little bit like the skill wasn't appreciated so much back in Lenny's era. He was more like a continental footballer, really.
Mm.
You know, I think if he was French or Italian, he'd have gone all the way to the top.
Yeah.
He is quarter Italian, actually. Somewhere along the line, you know, the family's got Italian in him.
Leonardo Piper, is it?
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah. Well, he had the air anyway.
Yeah. Happy days. So, what about yourself, Joe? What you player manager, or you just managing, or did you have much of a playing career too?
Unfortunately, I'm 6'2" big now, so I'm just a manager.
I know you feel.
So yeah. But touching on, you said Lenny's number 8 for Farnborough.
Yeah.
We made the number 8 it's like our club number. So everyone wanted to get their kids a club shirt when we started it. So what we done is we got all the kids a shirt. All the shirts had number 8 on it, and that's our club number now. So Chris is the captain. He wears a number 8. So whenever anyone comes and signs and their little one wants a top, we get them a top with number 8 on the back. And
that's great, isn't it?
Just another little touch, really.
Yeah, it's always the nice thing is also after the games as well. Everybody's got to have 8 pints and 8 shots as well. So that's the right result, isn't it?
That's not a bad start, is that?
Yeah,
is it in true non-league style? That is it.
Happy days.
What about Chris? How's Chris these days? And is he still got it on the pitch? Because I remember Chris when he was playing. He was a good player as well.
He's absolutely class.
He's class.
He's looked after himself. So he's still fit as a fiddle.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, most weeks he's still the best player on the pitch. So
yeah.
And also, the thing is, he's got a higher purpose here, Chris. It's not just about coming out and playing football.
Yeah.
You know, every time he puts that shirt on, that's his big brother, who's his idol, his hero. Is on his heart. You know, it's on his chest, and he drives that team forward every week, doesn't he, Joe? He's just
100%.
He's our captain. He's our captain in more ways than one, and he's the one every single week he's reminded of what's happened. But just still storms through and delivers great performances week in, week out. We'd be nothing without Chris as our captain. We really wouldn't.
100%.
I know you got to say not. Sorry, I know you got nice things about him. Sorry, Joe, I'm interrupting you. I know you got to say nice things about him because he might be listening. So you know, what I mean, it's you can't say anything.
He's in his black taxi. He won't be listening. He likes the money too much.
You need him to. He could have YouTube on in the cab, you know what I mean? He'll be listening. Not this live, but anyway. But yeah, you got to say something nice to him, otherwise he might book a holiday in the middle of the season, and then you miss him for 3 or 4 weeks. That'd be no good.
Couldn't have that.
Sorry, Joe, I interrupted you. Carry on, mate.
No, I was just going to say there's a brilliant picture of Chrissy, which for people like me and Tony and a few behind the scenes, all the work you put in, it makes it worthwhile. We won the League Cup, and Chrissy goes up to collect the cup. He's got Lenny's flag around him. And the boys held back, and he turns round and faces the boys and lifts the trophy to him. He's got the shirt on, the flag around him. Everyone's running up to him. It's a really nice touch. It's a really it's a really good picture.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Stuff.
That's great stuff. I've started following Chris on Instagram just the other day. I think either that or X, one of the two. Might be worth. I wouldn't mind having a look at that picture. Maybe have a look at it if it's up somewhere.
Yeah, we'll send it over to
Instagram.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
fantastic. Yeah, we'll send it over to me. I'll forward it and retweet it and get it out. It'd be nice. I think a lot of Farnborough fans would appreciate it as well.
Yeah, lovely.
What are you guys memories of Lenny then throughout his career? Because he's played for a lot of clubs, non-league clubs, including Farnborough, St Albans. Let's have a look. So we've got Margate, Fisher, Tonbridge Angels. To name a few.
Been about.
Did you ever get down? Well, we'll stick with Farnborough. Did you ever get down to Farnborough to watch him when he was playing for us?
Well, yeah, actually, Joe was talking to me earlier on that your biggest game in your history, about 500 of us went down from South London to Highbury.
That one.
To watch the cup game. Yeah. And there was a streaker at the end of the game. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
That was me. So, yeah. Joe said, "Are you going to mention it?" I said, "I've got to really."
I recognise the head, and I felt that looks like your bum.
Oh, mate, seriously, I don't think I had any hair then. But it was January. It was really cold, lads. I think they thought it was a woman who ran on the pitch.
Hoping, I think, hoping.
Yeah. So it was just one of those spur of the moment things. Me and his brother Tony decided we'd do it because it was his daughter's first birthday that day, Millie. Right, she's 22 now, I think. So I wrote "Happy Birthday, Millie," and got on the pitch. And no stewards chased after me. Like, it was such a boring game. Arsenal were just toying with Farnborough at that stage. It was before Rocky Baptiste had scored the goal for Farnborough.
Oh yeah.
So it was just a laugh. So I've run over to the bench, and like Graham Wesley's face was like, if this is one of Lenny's mates, I'm going to go mad. And I went to Lenny. I was like, Millie, and he just looked at me like, what are you doing? Like, but we had a right good laugh about it afterwards. After I got released from the police station at midnight.
Did you get a banning order?
I did actually, yes, from Highbury, and I'm an Arsenal fan, so that kind of stung a bit. They didn't enforce it. I'll just put a hat on next time I went.
Yeah, perfect disguise.
I think you got to sort of sometimes you got to let those sort of things go, really, haven't you? Because it's just the size of the club against Arsenal. I mean, it's something like that was always going to happen.
Lenny was laughing. He thought afterwards he just thought it was hilarious. So it's a memory, really. A good memory, a funny one.
Yeah. No,
I do remember that. I was at that game as well, and I remember we have sold like 7,000 tickets, didn't we? For
That's
it,
right. Yeah. In the clock end. That's where we were.
Yeah, the whole clock end, and then a bit on the corner as well, wasn't it? And
That's right.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It was a great day out.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember I was queuing up for tickets in the morning at 8 o'clock outside the ticket office. All ran out through the car park and around the corner.
Yeah.
And I got my 4 tickets that I was allowed. I said, right, which 4 of my mates I'm going to take? I had to take my dad, obviously, because he was driving. And then I think I don't know. I think Mark was it Mark and?
Well, it wasn't me.
Oh, it weren't you? No, you were way down the list as usual. Yeah.
But they had some team out that day, Arsenal. I
remember they put a good team out.
Yeah, they had Carnu, Bergkamp, Parler, Vieira played. Franny Jeffers, I think, scored a couple.
Did Lenny get a good shirt, Tom?
What's that, mate?
Did Lenny get a good shirt? Who did he get?
I think he got Parlers or Vieiras, I think.
Oh, decent.
He gave it to Matthew, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
But he didn't end up with Oleg Luzny or anything like that, did he? Alex Manninger.
Oh, God, no, now you're talking Luzny. But, Lenny played against some players. When he played for England under-18s, he played against France. And he came back from that game and he was saying to us, I've never in my life felt like I'm on a football pitch and I can't compete. I've just played against these lads. And he said, look, I was good, but like these lads are something else. And he said one of them was David Trezeguet and the other was a geezer called Thierry Henry. So, but he said the best out of all of them was Nicholas Anelka. He said he said I've never been on a pitch with a player and thought, right, okay, not only have I met my match, but this kid is just on another level. I
tell you, there's some comparisons. Maybe you could call Lenny Piper the non-league Anelka, because there was a stage in Anelka's career where he was sort of going down that road where he wasn't fitting in anywhere, was he? And then he obviously went to Bolton and he excelled there, and then he went to Chelsea and never looked back, did he? So
some player though. But Lenny said he was better than Henry. Like he was just miles ahead of everyone on the pitch that day. But like this is the level of players he could play with, and hold his own. He was just blessed. He was blessed.
Who else was in that England team then that was on the pitch?
I think Jamie Carragher might have been involved in that game. David Nolan, someone like who was the geezer who played for Birmingham?
David Dunn.
David Dunn.
David Dunn, yeah. He was one of the players. Yeah, he was
unbelievable player. Injuries could tell his career. He was fantastic. Yeah, I met him in the players' lounge at Blackburn. My mate got had tickets, and we waited afterwards. And he was going out with Sammy Winwood at the time, who was in Emmerdale, and she was in there. And everyone was sort of staring at her, thinking, "Oh, that's Sammy Winwood." And then David Dunn walks in, gives her a peck on the cheek, and off he went.
There you go.
He was great. Was it Matt Jansen as well? Was he about then? Was he a bit Matt Jansen probably a bit later?
I don't know. I think he was a bit younger. Yeah.
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 But one of the Neville brothers playing as well. Tone something. Was it Phil? Neville,
I think Phil Neville played. Yeah, I think Phil Neville played. He played with him for Wimbledon. I don't know who was he playing for when he played down in Brighton in the Intertoto Cup. What team was that? Was it Wimbledon? I don't know. John O'Kane came and played from Man United. He played centre half that game.
Oh yeah.
I think it might have been. I think it might have been Wimbledon. But But yeah, he's played with some great players, you know.
Yeah.
But for Rio to say that about him, that just goes to show how he was respected by the football community, you know. But as I keep coming back to, he was just to have him in your life was just a pleasure. The geezer was just unbelievable. He brightened your day up as soon as he walked in a room. And he just wouldn't stop joking and laughing. And even near the end, he was joking and laughing. He got to spend a lovely Christmas with his missus and kids and his mum, brothers and sister. And he was still kind of smiling and laughing and not complaining right to the very end, Len. It was a pleasure to know him, lads. It really was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, brilliant. So, Joe, what league are you now going into?
We're going into the Bromley and South League. We're going into Division 1. So basically, there's Division 1 Premiership, and then, like what I said earlier, the Kent Leagues.
Yeah.
So we've probably got about 5 or 6 leagues to get through before we can get into the step system.
Right.
So
this is below.
Like I said, it's
what
a
what
long
step is
way
it?
off yet, but it's a plan.
What step is it? Not generally classed at where you're going now. Is it going to be like step 10, 11,
No.
12? Or...
Probably, if it was to be classed like that, it'd probably be something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you done a lot of like research on the league then to figure out who you're playing against, the teams and players who you're going to come across?
Not yet. We've got to worry about our own players at the minute. We have to. What we done when the idea come about, I said to myself, do you know what? I don't want to move too far away from what we were set up and why we were set up and the players we've got in playing with us, blah blah blah. Because we've only been doing it for a year, so at the minute we've kept with a majority of the Vets boys. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they should have a good 2-3 seasons left in them. Some of them. And then we can start drifting out to getting a few other players in and blah blah blah. But hopefully, at the minute, we should have another couple of years of being able to keep all our friends and family together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. And what about the popularity, your popularity as a club as a whole? Are you getting like inquiries from players that looking to come in or anything like that?
We get messages all the time. To be fair, but like I said, we've decided to keep it in-house for now because, like I said, where we're still young, we only formed last year, we're only 1 year old. We want this part of the journey to be as much of Lenny's family and friends as possible.
Yeah.
So like this season as well, who I'm mates, my mate Matthew, he's signing. So we'll have Matthew and Chrissy playing for us this year. So it's a nice thing to try and keep it why the club formed in the first place for as long as possible.
Yeah, no, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And obviously, as you guys progress up the pyramid, you need to be able to keep that thought, Lenny, and the why the club is there, even though some of the vets are falling by the wayside. So you need to do 100%. Your level best, and I'm sure you will. You guys will. You do mean to keep the memory of him as you move on.
Yeah, there'll be no players who join that. Every player that joins will be under no illusion the reason why this club was started, and you know that's the thread that's going to run through this club for as long as it lasts. And even the players who played with us this season and last season, who didn't know Lenny, they're aware of how important this is to people. So we don't mess around in that regard. There was a real reason why this club was started, and so as much as we have fun and we joke around a lot, you know. Joe lets everybody know straight away there is a reason you're here, and if you don't want to do it for Lenny's friends and family, then go and find another club.
100%. Yeah,
that's the ethos of the club. You know, it's in memory of
exactly. Yeah, that's your club's identity.
Exactly.
Really, and you have to keep every club needs to have an identity to live by.
Exactly.
And like I said, an ethos to live by, and as long as you keep that going, then obviously the success will come with it.
You know, and they look over at his younger brother Chrissy, who's driving the ball forward, who doesn't ever give up, and you know if he can pull that shirt on with his brother's logo on it and give 110%, then you haven't got an excuse.
No.
So that's why we've been so successful already. You know, unless I think we're going to be even more successful in this open age bracket. To be fair.
Yeah. Kind of what you said is it rings true with a lot of clubs. They kind of like they start off with good intentions. Some clubs, and they kind of think about, oh, we were doing this for this reason or whatever
Yeah.
it is. But then as success comes, you kind of end up drifting away from your kind of core values, and then your club becomes a bit soulless. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I think you're right. You've got to try and keep the reason why you started always in the back of your mind all the time,
Yeah,
and
totally.
I think it's important. It's a
Yeah.
bit like I'll go back to the Wimbledon. Mention that Wimbledon going up to like Milton Keynes, for example, sort of it's a bit soulless. You know what I mean? It's that sort of thing. That's obviously a massively different example, but but it's very similar in aspects of the soul and the ethos and what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, but that's going to drive us for many years to come, and we just won't allow that to happen. And to be fair, if it starts to dilute and people aren't interested in that, then the club's finished. Because the whole reason the club has been there is for Lenny's kids, his son, little Lenny. He loves football. You know, he's 7, 8 years of age, so he'll want to keep coming. Hopefully, one day he'll play for the club. Yeah. So
I was going to say that's the next goal, isn't it? Try and get some of Lenny's kids involved and get them playing as well.
Yeah.
You know, take over from some of the older guys.
Exactly, mate. Yeah, but no, we're never gonna let that ethos drop, and Joe will be the first to make sure that anyone who joins the club realises, and everybody who's there at the moment understands it, loves it, and drives forward for Lenny every single week. You know, so we've got no worries with that at the moment.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Are you doing this in like conjunction with any charities that Lenny was?
We're not, but we did have we organised a couple of benefit games for Lenny's family, which the turnout and the response was overwhelming. You know, and he was just so admired that, you know, it was unbelievable the amount of people that came to support the family and to support Lenny's memory. So yeah.
No, brilliant. That's really good. And they're going to be regular things like these games, these charity games.
Yeah, well, we're hoping to do one every year around his birthday. We had a game last year. That's his South London pals against his West London pals. The West London pals won, much to a lot of our disappointment. But a great bunch of lads, and they brought so many people with them. And he was just known all throughout London, all throughout the country. You know, for his funeral, we had people coming from all ends of the country. People who used to play with him. People hadn't seen him in years, you know. And even when you looked at the like the forums, the football forums, like fans like yourselves who probably didn't know Lenny personally were just writing glowing tributes about how on a Saturday how he would, you know, make them look forward to the game, and he was one of those players that got you off your seat. So he just had that deep impact on so many people on a personal and professional level. But yeah, he'll never be forgotten. He'll never.
Yeah, no, I think the whole thing came as a bit of a shock to us, really, because obviously, like you said, we didn't know him personally, and we didn't know his life after football. So we didn't know. Obviously, we didn't know that the illness that he had and that.
Yeah.
So it came as a bit of a shock to us, and like you said, I'm sure we did pay a little tribute to him. And the club
you did. It was lovely. It was really lovely.
Yeah, so it was a massive shock to hear.
Wasn't he called Sir Lenny? Was that his nickname?
I think it was, yeah.
Sir Lenny.
I think Tom, one of the regulars, Tommy, I think he used to call him Sir Lenny. Yeah.
Sir Lenny.
Yeah, he's been around. Yeah, happy days. Yeah, it's really nice, lads. Really good to speak to you about it, and obviously get a feeling of what's going on as well. And that's really good. It's a really good cause, and we're definitely behind you. And a lot of all the Farnborough fans will be as well. I'll tell you that.
Well, get yourselves down for a game next season, boys, and have a few pints, yeah?
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, we'll try. I think we'll try and get down and watch you guys play as well at some point during the season.
Yeah, we'll bring the PRE with us.
Oh, what?
We'll bring the PRE stand with us.
I'll bring it down. Yeah. As many as you can get down.
There is Chrissy's old vets team, the Charcoal. They're like our neighbours. They've actually got a stand.
They have, yes. I was going to,
It's called the Lenny Piper stand. So they was the ones that organised that charity game that Tony just talked about, and they've now named the stand after him. So that's absolutely brilliant as well.
Yeah, brilliant tribute from them. Obviously, great tribute from them. Where do you guys play? Do you play like on a park field then for now?
No, we play in West Wickham, LA Sports Club in West Wickham. It's a brand new club. It's just been done up last year. It's really nice. quite a nice pitch for the level we play at. So it ticks all the boxes for us at the minute where we want to be. So that's all good.
Oh, brilliant. And got a bar and everything, obviously.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
got a nice bar, lovely bar. Yeah.
And Portage, it turns out, yep.
No, it's really nice down there, top
Indeed.
notch. Yeah, get down
Yeah,
there,
well, that's all
boys.
part of the football, isn't it? All part of the sort
Yeah.
of, especially that level of football. The whole social side of things is a massive part of it, and it's a bit frustrating. I've been at clubs, like managed clubs, little clubs. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's hard getting players to come to the bar to have a drink, a couple, even if they have like a Coke or something.
Yeah.
And young players just don't want to do it anymore. Do you know what I mean? So
I
it's
know.
that sort of older player that likes to have that social side of things.
Yeah.
They're dying away at the minute. So it's
They
good to
really
see you
are.
guys keeping that up there.
And we're a
Keeping it up.
family club as well, boys. You know,
Yeah.
so the players' wives, girlfriends, kids come down,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everybody's involved. So that's just part. That's
Yeah.
part of our culture as well, just to make it family friendly. And everybody comes down and has a lovely Saturday afternoon, a few drinks after, and hopefully we've won a few games. You know.
Yeah.
So,
I might think about opening up a pub down your way. It sounds like it might be quick.
You'll be caked.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. Right, good stuff.
All right, listen, guys. Look, we'll leave it there. Thanks for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure listening to all the stories about Lenny. But what you guys are doing with this club is such a brilliant story, brilliant tribute for him. And long may it continue. And as long as you keep those core values and his memory alive with it, then I'm sure you guys are going to have quite a good long life in this game we love.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Just don't go away, because we'll have a little chat afterwards when we come off. But again, thanks for coming on. Simon, you want to say something?
No, just to do what he said. Really, yeah, it's great to hear some of the stories, and brings back some memories of me seeing Lenny playing as well, which is really nice. So yeah. We'll as you know, as I'll probably say it for everybody, we'll miss him. Yeah, but all the good ones are taken too early, aren't they?
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah, sadly.
yeah.
Absolutely. Right, yeah. Just before we go, I would obviously encourage everybody that's watching this, go and watch these guys play. Encourage them, support them, and show your love for Lenny, as we all did when we watched him play. But yeah, so this leads me to say that this episode was sponsored by Tritech Consulting, taking your business visions and turning them into innovative reality. For more information, visit tritechconsulting.co.uk. Joe's gone.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, you stay there, Tony. Simon, say good night.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll be back. We're back with another episode probably in about a week's time, I think, when we've got something else lined up.
I think we'll probably do another one next week. Thanks for watching, everyone on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back soon. See you soon.